Getting set to go racing here at the Stafford Motor Speedway for the final time in the month of July this Friday night. And Bonssa Tufa, so many storylines coming into this week, including the big winner from last week. And we knew it was only a matter of time before we got to victory lane this year.
I guess having a different car helps too.
It does.
It was the first time Keith Rocco brought his Thompson SK Modified, and it paid dividends. Yeah, he started on the pole, but leading lap 1, leading lap 40 are two complete different things. So Rocco was able to hold off the field despite a couple restarts and get his first win in 11 months. But even the best of drivers go through a slump. I mean, Ted Christopher being one of the greatest drivers of all time, if not the greatest driver, he had a 2-year winless streak before winning 8 races in the next season and a half. So Keith Rocco, it's not like the talent was gone, just things weren't going right for those guys, and it came together last Friday, and it was a big one, his 77th career win at Stafford.
And the driver that finished second wasn't even born when Keith Rocco won his first here at Stafford Motor Speedway. And Anthony Bello, another great continuation to his rookie season.
I mean, this rookie season has to be one of the more impressive rookie seasons in recent memory in the SK Modifieds. This is the toughest competition in New England, arguably the toughest competition in short track racing across the country. And Anthony Bello just comes in and is clicking off top 10s, and then back-to-back top 5s on SRX weekend, and then a second-place run last Friday. I mean, just an absolute incredible job by Bello, who does a lot of racing. He's raced SK Lights, he's raced SKs, open mods. He'll race multiple times a week in different cars and different tracks up and across the Northeast. So I guess that seat time is paying out because he's really adapted himself to the SK Modifieds this year.
And the current championship leader, Todd Owen, keeps doing what exactly he did a year ago to win his first title.
Yeah, we don't talk about him much
during
the race. And then when it matters most in the end, boom, top 5. What, 3 straight fifth-place finishes this season?
I think that's the streak, yep.
He had the win in the Spring Sizzler, hasn't won since, but consistency is key, and we're seeing that from Todd Owen and that 81 team.
Lowest finish, I believe, is 11th.
Yep.
Early in the season, one of the first Friday nights. Other than that, for the most part, he's been in the top 5. In the late models, Adam Gray, keeping on doing what Adam Gray's been doing best all summer long, and that is top 2ing, including a win last week.
He can thank Jacob Gray's kid for that, because Jacob Gray won the big wheel race that night. That's the second time this season where Jacob has won the big wheel race, only for his father to one-up him and win the late model feature. 8 consecutive top 2 finishes, passing Daryl Keene the last few laps. And it's unfortunate for Daryl because he had a big lead and he had a mechanical problem. That's why he lost so much time at the end. That's why Gray got by him. Keene has been consistent, though. That's 3 straight podiums for that 79 car, and he hasn't won in almost 2 years. In fact, I think it's just over 2 calendar years. So Gray extended his point lead because of it, as he's looking for his 4th championship.
And speaking of Tom Fern, he's been consistent as well, moving up to 2nd in points. Unfortunately, not consistent enough.
No, I mean, it's hard to beat 8 consecutive top 2 finishes, and Tom had a little bit of bad luck yesterday, or I should say last Friday, starting on the outside line. Kevin Gambacorta was the same way. The outside, sometimes it's just so hard to overcome no matter how good you are, but that race only had 1 caution. Despite Tom falling towards the back on the outside, he still made his way up to 4th with Kevin right in front of him, so that 92's fast, just needs the results.
In the SK Light Modifieds, it was the former championship points leader back in victory lane for the second time a week ago.
And he needed it because he had 2 bad races beforehand. Tyler Chapman getting by Derek Debus on the restart, held off the 56 to get his 2nd win of the year. It's kind of hard to believe that was his first win since May, because he had been so consistent up until the previous 2 weeks when he got caught up in accidents. He needs that because he was losing ground to Tyler Berry, championship leader. Now he's cut that deficit to 14, and Tyler Berry didn't quite have the run he was looking for. He was up there in the top 10, but not quite up there in the top 3, trying to keep that point lead from getting any closer between him and Tyler Chapman.
Tyler Berry finished in the 7th spot a week ago, 14 points right now. The difference, and another driver coming on strong, Alex Pearl, after a rough early part of the season.
Yeah, it's what, 4 top 5 finishes in the last 6 races for Pearl, including a win. And he's just been fast, and I think that speed has been there pretty much all season. You just have to have the luck, and he didn't have that in the beginning of the year. We're seeing that now, where even if he was running 3rd, 4th, 5th, you think maybe if he had a few more laps, he'd be up there battling for the lead. So that 7 car has had the speed. He's getting that consistency now, but when it comes to the championship picture, maybe too little too late, but you never know.
Tight point battle for the SK Light Modifieds, a fairly tight point battle as well for the limited late models, and the defending champion trying to crawl her way back into that point race.
And it's going to be a hard way to crawl up there, but she's doing it the right way by winning the race last Friday night. It was a physical feature. We saw a huge crash in the backstretch involving about a third of the field, and then Alex kind of physically make her way past Kevin Cormier to take the lead and hold off Jeremy Lavoie, who was right there at the checkered flag. Lavoie gets second, and Rich Hammond, talk about a scrappy fourth-place finish. He was involved in that wreck on the backstretch, and then he was involved in the slide off of turn 4, and despite that, he still made his way up to a fourth-place run, which is big because Jeremy Lavoie's second-place run, he only trims that deficit by 4 points because of Hammond finishing fourth.
10-point gap between Hammond and Lavoie going into this Friday. And in the street stocks, Bobby Sturck, our first-time winner of the year back in April, back in victory lane for the third time this season.
Yeah, Bobby Sturck the third with his third win, and it was a caution-free event, and Sturck took the lead early. He had a good starting position because of some rough luck he had the previous few weeks, but he's been fast all year, so it's not a surprise to see him up there. He got past Tyler Trott, who got his first podium in about a year, a second-place run for Trott, and the big picture, Travis Hydar finished in the top 5, but it wasn't exactly smooth sailing for that 11 car because he had an overheating engine, and when you overheat an engine, you just hope and pray that that engine makes it to the finish. He was able to finish the race in fourth despite being down on power, and we'll see how that team will recover with the engine issues last week.
Travis Hydar has a 48-point lead over Burt Willett in the street stocks going in to this Friday night. All 5 divisions will be here on track once again this Friday, and if you're not here in person, you can tune in to Flow Racing. All the action gets underway at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.